Good, af Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our daily 2 p.m. race. I'm Yoko.
You're cutting out there, Yoko. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, so this is our daily race today, 2 p.m. open. Just a regular seed. Our runners, Mr. Scruff, Ninja Tuna, Plasma Kappa, Darkened Sky, and a new face that I've actually never seen before, Chris 1508. Always fun to see new people in the scene.
Oh, definitely.
Can never have enough people playing the game who beat me in every race. Darn it.
You'll get your win eventually.
Maybe one day. But yeah, we'll get started here any minute now. Just waiting for the final ready ups. If I had to take a stab at it, I'd say Plasma Kappa, probably the favorite for restream runners, but Mr. Scruff, I know, and Darkened Sky as well, both very good runners. Definitely give him a run for his money.
So I'd put my money on Tuna.
He is kind of fishy.
I'm just not letting King Zora hold my money.
I sure hope Plasma Kappa doesn't accidentally delete his save file. Make me a little nervous. Not sure what the holdup here is here, guys. I'm gonna join the IRC. All right, looks like we're about to start. Oh, I see there are some technical issues happening in the IRC chat at the moment. As soon as we get that taken care of, we'll be able to begin the race. All right, here we go. Any second now. It's done. It's happening. It is time for a Link to the Past randomizer. And go. Go now. Now. I'm bad at this.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that green flag to drop.
There it is. Okay.
And
Rando
we're
time.
off. 10 hours in Link's house, and it looked like a map in Sanctuary.
Yeah, just a map.
Pendant over in Pod with Eastern's a pendant. Hera and Desert Palace are both crystal dust.
Nice 8 bombs from the tree pole there. Everybody should be getting that. Darkened Sky and Scruff doing the uncle start here, hoping to find some nice items that everybody else is going to put off for a bit. Like a bow, for instance. And an ice rod for other instance. Not a bad start.
No, that's an excellent start right there.
Just a bloopy up there on the Lumberjack. So it looks like with that bow and the 10 arrows we got, both Scruff and Dark Sky will be headed into front of escape very, very early.
Chris and Plasma Kappa going through Skull Woods, and there's Bombos, where the mushroom would be.
Yeah, not super helpful, though, for the moment.
Right.
I'm a little worried for Plasma Kappa. He's down to half a heart. There is a safe way to get through these green guards on the way to Kakariko, but like you don't normally do that. Hop down the ledge. Normally you just walk through them. But if he tries doing that, he's going to die. Here's hoping he doesn't have heartbeats turned off. I'm playing it real safe with that burb.
Chris going into the thieves' hut.
Okay, he went the safe way. He's fine.
And there's the hammer. So Chris picks up the hammer.
Yeah, definitely a nice find. It's not like super exciting though, because everyone's gonna come here.
And he skips the back chest.
Yeah, was that intentional? Surely not.
I don't know, and I hope that doesn't come.
I think it was just an accident. Probably got distracted tracking his hammer or something.
But
just 20 rupees, so he won't be punished if he has forgotten. So Dark and Sky saving quits after the Zelda Cell, where Scruff is going to Death Warp and go after Dark Cross here.
And we have our first sword at the bottom of the well.
So we know that Dark Cross is not going to be a map. If it's a small key, though, Scruff can actually continue on and go all the way to Back of Escape.
Bottle vendor gives us a lamp.
It's a little rough doing these dark rooms, going through the ropes and stuff without a sword at least. But as long as you don't get like really terrible RNG, it's not so bad.
Right.
Regardless, there is a glove in Kakariko, so even if this isn't the small key, he'll be able to get to Back of Escape at a later time. Scruff's running into some trouble. He's, takes a death of the ropes. Probably not going to go back for it.
Nah.
Just take your loss and move on.
Meanwhile, Chris making their way down to the lower area of Kakariko Village, checks out the library with 20 rupees on top of the bookshelf. And we'll get a look at the race game. Today it holds
Just some bombs. So Scruff, I have no idea. I guess he's gonna Houlihan. But why? I mean, Houlihan's not like the worst option, I guess. We found like basically no rupees in Kakariko, so he will have quite a bit more rupees than everybody else. And Chris is going after Back of Escape here. 3 chests. And there is a small key, meaning that there is an item in Dark Cross, which Chris will go after right now.
And he picked up half magic too.
Plasma Kappa right behind, headed to Back of Escape. Very normal play. Get the glove, saving quick, go to Back of Escape. Scruff, though, he is not at all interested in going to Kakariko. We're going to Eastern Palace. I'd like this play a lot more if it was Crystal Eastern. I think even with the bow, you still want to avoid going to Eastern if it's a pendant.
Unless it's the green pendant.
even then. It's still
Yeah.
offended. But we have bow and lamp, so all of Eastern will be in logic for our runners today.
Right.
Not sure where Chris is headed here. Maybe planning to go up the mountain. He just went around the trees, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
this
like
is a
he's
mountain
gonna go up the. He's gonna do the Death Mountain play.
Yeah, it's a tad faster to go up the right side of the trees instead of going all the way around like that. Just so it looked weird to me to see him going that way. Alright, looks like Plasma Kappa will be our first runner to head to South Shore, though, and he is well equipped for this. Old man just paying out a piece of heart. And Chris will be headed up to Spectacle Rock Cave. Unfortunately, this is all he can do on the mountain right now. No... Oh, no, he has a mirror. Wait, where was the mirror? I don't remember that. Yeah, with the mirror, he can get into Tower of Hera and full clear it. That play makes more sense now that I know he has the mirror.
Right. I think we were all in awe of everyone else that we missed where the mirror was. But I think it
Yeah,
was.
I think Scarf was dying in the escape when it got picked up.
Yeah.
Plasma Kappa did find the Master Sword, though, in that one place, the dam. So, unfortunately, Aga's currently in logic. It's pretty unlikely to be an Aga seed. We're just a Moon Pearl from not having to do Aga. But the possibility remains.
Chris going to pick up the mushroom.
Sets up a real nice bomb jump there to get back through Spectacle Rock and save some time. Don't have to climb the mountain again. So far, so nothing here in Eastern Palace. Scruff's play is turning out to be a big goose egg. Skipping Vanilla Big Key Chest. Not sure if he found 3 items or if he's just hoping that it's nothing.
Plasma Kappa making their way over to the ice rod. What do we have hiding today in the ice rod? Cave, just a piece. So nothing too spectacular in the ice rod cave.
No, it does look like he's walking out, planning to do a fake flipper here. Without the Moon Pearl, he's not going to be able to grab Waterfall Fairy, so this may be just for Hobo. Hobo's like a really awkward location to route, even if you did have the flippers, so trying to get it out of the way early makes a lot of sense. I really need Scruff to menu, so I know if he has Math and Compass.
No, he doesn't go to Hobo. He uses the warp point to go over.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see that very often. I'm not sure if that's actually faster than just saving a critical save.
I think it might be about the same. But for taking down the Armorous Knights, Scruff picks up a full Heartkin.
Yeah, Eastern not paying off here for Scruff. He's going to have to go somewhere else. Probably Kakariko, but he may opt to do South Shore first as well, since he's put off Kak for so long. Yep, that's a South Shore play. Poor Scruff.
Meanwhile, Chris is in a fight with Moldorm and takes him down. and picks up Quake.
Yeah, and with that hammer, he will be able to go to East Death Mountain, which has a plethora of more items to grab.
Right.
Probably where the Moon Pearl is going to be.
Alright, we get our first dark roll check. Pod and Swamp are a 5/6 crystal. Ice looked like to be a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, we knew about Green Pendant Ice already from Scruff's Sahas roll check, and then Thieves is our last pendant.
Okay.
Thieves is a really gross dungeon to be a pendant because, like, you can't just not go to Thieves, right?
Right.
It's always directly on the way.
And it's so quick too. It's just like go in there, do the business, and get. But today we get to take the walk of shame around the spiral cave. And our walk of shame gives us a piece of.
Yeah, interestingly, Plasma Kappa is actually going to East Death Mountain before doing Tower of Hera. Probably just hoping to find something that will make that Hera trip a bit quicker.
Right. And Darken and Plasma also picked up the Ether Medallion along with Ninjas. And there's the red cane. So Chris picks up the cane of some.
Yeah, again, nice item. We're definitely going to need it this seed, but it doesn't do anything yet. We need stuff that does things. Where's our Moon Burrow? Well, not on the left side. Let's try the right. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the mountain was empty. Oh, what does that leave? We have the Mushroom Turn-In. We have Zora is in Logic.
Bottle.
And,
no, we don't have a bottle yet.
Yeah,
So it doesn't leave. And Hobo.
Well, Hobo's not in Logic.
Alright.
Yeah, just in Logic we have the Mushroom Turn-In, Zora, and Agina's Cave. But Zora's like, you don't want to go to Zora because you don't have the Moon Pearl, right? Because you want to grab Waterfall Fairy on the way. So
Right.
Zora has the Moon Pearl. It's really, really rude. And it might also just be the Pyramid. The Pyramid's also in Logic. We can go do that right now.
Right. If I had a gamble right now, I would probably check a gear. Because the Hobo only had 5.
Scruff, are you really gonna go do Moon Pearl-less Zora check without going to Kakariko? I'm a little worried now. I think maybe he forgot Kakariko existed. I'm sure he did. Just kidding. This is a very suspect play, though. It's pretty inefficient. But it might pay off if Zora has the Moon Pearl, because everyone else is going to put this off for last location.
Right. It's like the location you don't want to check unless you really have to.
Plasma and Dark Sky headed through Tower of Hera, where they're not going to find progression. And Chris doing Front of Escape, where, again, no progression.
Alright, so what the... Nah, there's some
Zora.
soggy... There's some soggy bombs.
Unfortunately, this spells really bad news for Tuna. I think it's pretty likely everyone's going to go to Eastern, though. So the time that he spent in Eastern, he will be able to get that back as everyone else goes there. All right, looks like Scruff has finally given up. Let's go, Kakariko. I guess it's only like 30 million checks. There's probably nothing here.
No, he goes into the Lost Wood.
Yeah, it's part of Kakariko.
Right, he's going the
You route them together.
Finally gets his Bombos medallion. Meanwhile, Darkened Sky gets his first crystal along with Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, Chris gets the bad news. There's nothing in front of Escape, and he's going to save and quit here. Probably going South Shore just to avoid going to Eastern, but Eastern's probably right after. Kappa, though, just picked up his mushroom. I think it's pretty likely he's going to go turn that in before front of Escape. Yep, this looks like he's going south to do that fake flipper.
Alright, Chris gonna go check out the dam real quick. Picks up his Master Sword.
Alright, here it is. This is going to be Mushroom to Moon Pearl. Guaranteed. 100%. Show us the way, Plasma Kappa!
And we have... Moonpearl, you were right.
How did he know? Early fetch quests are always very suspect. Like finding the Moon Pearl in Sphere 1 is way more likely to be progression than, say, if you found it in Turtle Rock.
Right.
Alright, so that is Dark World access, though, for Plasma Kappa. He will be able to immediately go... Well, I was going to say he's going to go Hype Cave, but I don't know what he's doing now. Okay, going to Hype Cave. So that's actually really good news for Plasma Kappa, because he avoided both the front of Escape and Eastern Palace.
Let's just hope Hype Cave has some good stuff for us today.
Okay, well...
No, he's
Why would you go to Hype Cave? What are the chances it has anything? What are you doing? Oh, is he out of bombs? Oh my god. Oh, that's why he thought a second before he went to the Hype Cave, or went to the Dark World, because he was out of bombs. I didn't notice that.
Alright, let's hope Hype Cave has some good stuff for us today. I mean, the past couple of races, it's been duds. Well, we have our first bottle. Piece of heart. 20 rupees, 50 rupees, and 50 rupees.
It looks like, unfortunately, Darkened Sky will be headed over to Eastern Palace instead of turning in that mushroom.
I don't know. I wasn't that much hype today in hype.
I think Chris will probably do the same thing. He can turn in the mushroom first, though.
Right.
We'll see. No, that's an Eastern play. Yeah, let this be a lesson to you guys. Always do your early game fetch quests. Always, always, always.
And Stumpy gives us some more bombs as well.
Now, it's certainly possible that Plasma Kappa will be bottlenecked enough later on that he ends up full clearing Eastern as well. So it's not necessarily an insurmountable lead.
Right.
Yes, the
So-
mushroom turn-in led to the moon pearl, to answer chat real quick.
And Plasma Kappa going over to the digging gear.
Of course, anytime it's not in the very first dig, it is the worst dig game ever. And this one's
Right.
even worse than that. Oh my gosh, so many digs. Must have been like 40, 50 digs.
All that for some bombs.
No mids to continue, he just mirrors and heads into Kakariko. He will enter the Dark World here, and we'll get to see some Village of Outcast checks. Oh, and Sick Kid's on the way. Look at that. Nice routing.
And he gives us his allowance, 50 rupees.
Sick Kid, more like Rich Kid. Well, not anymore, I guess. He gave us all his money.
But he gave us his milk money.
Suddenly destitute kid. Oh, Scruff, no!
Oh,
Don't do it, Scruff! Okay, so what's happening here for Scruff is he knows he messed up. All the decisions he made in the early game have not paid off at all. So he feels so behind that he thinks he needs to make a major gamble in order to stay in this. Unfortunately, doing Aga here is only going to put him farther behind. I mean, it's not the least likely Aga seed I've ever seen, but it's like, you don't do Aga without the Moon Pearl if you can help it. Like, you're putting all your eggs into one basket for that Moon Pearl in the pyramid.
or in poker terms, as we say, he's going all in.
So Plasma Kappa actually went to Skullwoods first here. A little surprising to me. I would have expected him to visit Village of Outcasts first. Just because he already did the south check, so he could do like Village of Outcasts and then go north and east from there. So from here, he's going to go like south to Village and then back north to Skullwoods and then east. To answer chat, everybody picks their own sprite. There's something like 200 plus different sprites to choose from. Why everybody doesn't use my favorite sprite, I don't understand. It's clearly the best one.
And what would that be?
The Maiden. It's the only sprite. Every other sprite is trash.
We saw that I saw that last night. Someone was using the maidens. Bumper Cave Ledge, 50 rupees. And now for the world's greatest magic act.
So Front of Skullwoods didn't pay off for Plasma Kappa. He is back into Village of Outcasts now. Meanwhile, Dark and Sky going to Fake Flipper here. The way you do this is you get as close to the edge as you possibly can without transitioning, and then you hop in the water and hold against the transition, and it starts Fake Flipper.
$50 rupees in the chess game.
unfortunately, Chris's Armos fight did not go exactly as planned, but he gets it done either way. Even has arrows to spare.
And Darkened Sky picks up his Moon Pearl, and we'll finally have full Dark World access.
Yeah, you can see how impactful it would have been to just do the Moon Pearl, to do the mushroom earlier. And it's such a quick check with the fake flipper. It was not surprising at all for me to see Plasma Kappa do that before, like, front of escape in Eastern. Alright, Scruff has taken down Aga, just getting his map check out of the way before he finds out the bad news that the Moon Pearl is actually not on the pyramid. Just 20 rupees.
It's the 20 rupee pyramid.
So Darkened Sky here, he's trying to do a splash delete. This works by putting so many ancilla or things on the screen at one time that the game doesn't have room to spawn the splash that tells the game that you don't have the flippers. Unfortunately, his Armos fight earlier, just by nature of the fight, it actually breaks it, and he'd have to reset the console or fix it in another way.
Meanwhile, down at Chris, we're gonna get a fake powder check on the back.
Fake powder is a trap like 99% of the time. It's not a... It usually just ends up being a time loss. It could have led to something which might have made a difference, but you know, if the game puts something on Magic Bat, it's also going to give you the powder, right?
Right. And this time it was a piece of...
So it looks like Plasma Kappa has decided, after finding nothing in Village or Skull Woods, that going here to the back of Thieves is the play. So this might be where like he loses time that he had gained otherwise, because everybody else has the bow already, right? So they're probably going to go to pod very quickly.
Right.
But Plasma Kappa gets rewarded anyway. Those are the
flippers. But then again, there could, well, with the way that the new version works, there's bow progression now, so it could be the other bow could be hiding here.
Yeah, he may just find another bow. Absolutely.
So Chris finally picking up his Moon Pearl.
To answer chat, yes, save and quit. The breaking splash delete will persist through save and quit. You have to either reset the console, and then there's some other ways to fix it, like spamming Samaria a couple times will fix it, or just spamming the lamp, I think, fixes it.
I think that... I don't know too much about the glitches, so I think if I'm wrong on that, correct me, but I think that causes that's a hard lock on the game.
What is?
What you were just talking about. That would cause like a hard lock on the game?
No, there's no hard lock. See, Chris running into the same problems. Like, they know the splash delete setup, they don't have the information that the Armos fight messed it up.
Right.
The thing is, like, he doesn't have the Moon Pearl, does he? No, he does, right? Didn't he?
No, he does. He picked it up. Yeah, Chris just picked it up, I believe, as well.
Yeah, looks like Plasma opted not to kill Blind. I wasn't paying attention to the items, but probably just Mapper Compass on Blind, and that's why he's leaving. Oh, Blind does have an item. Okay. Interesting play then. Not sure why you do that. I mean, I guess Blind takes a lot longer than for a single check than maybe he just wanted to do. But like you're already pretty committed. I suppose finding the flippers definitely made him feel like it was good enough. You know, I found the flippers. There's probably nothing else here. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite him.
But hopefully it's not like the flute or something.
Yeah, unfortunately there is no rule that says there can't be 2 awesome items in a dungeon.
Right. I think I learned that the hard way when I was first starting out.
Yeah, most commonly punishes people for like Ice Palace. If you find something good in the first chest of Pendant Ice Palace, like you really, really, really want to leave.
Although I'm giving Tuna a little bit of trouble.
It's so weird to see that little Goomba swinging the hammer. It's like bigger than he is.
Right. But he picks up his Quake Medallion. Never underestimate a Goomba.
Oh, nice fire rod pickup there on Catfish, though. And Plasma Kappa will be continue on and check out Waterfall Fairy, which our other runners were unable to do because of the Splash Relic shenanigans. Nothing there, and unfortunately Plasma will not have enough rupees to actually get Zora's item. But I don't think he's too worried about it.
No.
But, you know, it is possible that he comes back here later thinking it might have been something, which would be a lot slower than just grabbing it now.
Chris making the pod.
Yeah, given everything we've seen, Pod is very likely to be the source of our next progression, and it's probably the Mets. Ah, the Ropa winning that duel there.
I know. I'm gonna say Pod probably has like the hook shot or.
Yeah, it could be Swamp as the answer. Very possible.
For those of you who are new to Randomizer, if you lose if you get hit while carrying Kiki, you gotta pay him again.
It's only fair, right? Like you paid 10 rupees for the right to take him safely to Pod, and you failed. Now you gotta pay him again.
And then you gotta pay him to open it, and there's the flute.
Yeah, unfortunately the flute does not do anything at all, so gotta keep going.
Right.
Where are you headed, Plasma Kappa? Are you really going Swamp? Don't do that. Come on, man.
He's heading the swamp.
It's not crazy, but I don't know. I would have liked to see him do like Pod without the bow before doing this. And then, like, on the path to Pod, he could have done, like, Pyramid and then Mirror to Front of Escape and Uncle, where he ends up finding a bow anyway. But instead, we're going Swamp Palace without the hook shot.
So Chris finding the first key so far in Pod.
Scruff is really determined to last location the Moon Pearl. I think he's run out of checks. He has to go turn it in now. Not sure if Plasma Kappa found both items in Skullwoods. He did check the front of Skullwoods, and I gotta think if there was progression or was items in the back, he would have gone straight there instead of going to Swamp. Like, Swamp is a very I don't want to go here kind of place. Typically not something you do unless you have no other choices. One thing that could be playing into Plasma Kappa's decision here to go here, though, is because the flippers were in the back of Thieves Town. And going to the back of Pendant Thieves is not a very, like, obvious play. Like, not everyone is going to do that. So maybe he feels like the flippers are the thing that's setting him apart from other runners, and he wants to put those to use. All right, there you go. Scruff has the Moon Pearl. All of our runners now have Dark World access. And it looks like Dark and Sky will go on to kill Blind, so we'll find out if Plasma Kappa skipped anything by not doing this. Alright, we got our small key. Let's head left side small.
Titans mitts for Chris.
What? The Titans Mitts in Pod?
Titans
Who could have
mitts
predicted
and
that?
pod.
That doesn't sound like anything anybody would ever think was going to happen. It's crazy. I play this game.
It's
too much.
insane.
No, a lot of rando is like playing the odds, right? And when your next progression item is almost always the thing that opens up the most locations, and in this position, it was going to be the mitts. That's why I thought the mitts would be in pod.
Right.
Blind didn't drop anything, did he?
No, not that I know of.
Well, left side swamp was a big key and a compass, so gotta go back for that big chest, and if it's nothing, Plasma Kappa is gonna feel super behind. We got
Well,
a fetch quest.
A shovel.
All right, the story
I mean-
continues.
Right, but he is gonna have to come back. He is gonna have to double dip into
Yeah, but
Swamp.
if Shovel leads to hookshot or something, though, he's
Right.
like, he's massively ahead of everybody. All right, tell us a story, Stumpy. What did you bury here?
What are we digging up? We dig up a piece of.
A whole piece of heart. Aww.
Little bit of love.
So unfortunately, that is a huge chunk of Plasma Kappa's lead that just got cut by that play into Swamp.
Meanwhile, Chris taking down Hammersaw King.
So Plasma Kappa's next play is likely into Bowless Pod. Hopefully he does Pyramid and mirrors over to the escape first, though. It's, mostly on the way to do that, and if he does it, he will find the bow before going to Pod, which would be very important. Okay, he is going over to the pyramid, so this spells good news. He does have to make the decision to mirror to front of escape, and nobody likes doing front of escape, especially later in a seed. So I can, with the way he's routed so far, I could definitely see him choosing to skip it, but I do want him to do it.
And we are getting a graveyard check. So what's hiding? What do we have buried in the back of graveyard today?
It was a sword. And Plasma Kappa has mirrored to front of escape. He will find his bow here. And actually finding the bow on the uncle, or rather the chest near the uncle, it may inspire him to not go front of escape.
Alright, so Plasma Kappa finally getting his bow.
No, he's going to escape after all. Okay, so there's nothing here in the escape if I remember correctly. Probably just feeling a little ruined by that play into swamp. Doesn't want to skip anything anymore.
So Chris making the Thief's Town play. Basically all of our runners are just crossing each other's path right about now.
Yeah, the problem with Chris is his play into pod probably came just a little too early to make for good routing to Catfish. Like it's I can't see him going to Catfish like anytime soon now that he has mids and flute and all this stuff. I imagine Scruff will be in the same dilemma after he finishes pod.
And Darkin picks up his fire rod.
It all comes down to like, what does the fire rod actually lock? Like if the fire rod locks nothing at all this seed, then yeah, Catfish might end up being the last location. But if it locks, say, the boots or the hook shot or something, probably gonna make their trip there a little sooner than you'd think. Plasma Kappa finishes up his front of escape checks, heading over to pod, which he can. And more things you have available other than that, the less likely you are to do it. So Chris's position, having both mitts and the flute, yeah, Back of Thieves doesn't look very appealing at all. He will have to go there at some point though, because Swamp is a crystal.
Right.
It's kind of a fun aspect of Rando though. like Chris not going to Back of Thieves isn't wrong, and Plasma Kappa doing Back of Thieves is not wrong. And it really just comes down to how your route played out with where the items ended up being located. I do maintain, though, that Scruff going to Aga was wrong.
Right.
We can make fun of him for that later. Yeah, Mr. Scruff saving quits from Palace of Darkness, so no catfish check immediately. Not surprising.
Right, but meanwhile, Chris is taking home the swordsmith after being disappointed by the digging game. But first, we're getting a hammer peg.
Hammerpegs.
Yep, cave check. And we have 20 rupees.
Yeah, I imagine he'll continue this route all the way through Purple Chest.
So what do the Smiths give us today? They give us more bomb.
We need to see some new checks already. Everyone keeps doing the things everybody else already did.
Right. So Chris taking the lunchbox back. Getting the lunchbox world tour.
Alright, Scruff headed into Thieves Town here. We'll see if he makes the same decision Chris did to skip it. To skip the back. I think it's very likely he does the same thing. Like, it makes a lot of sense to skip the Back of Thieves in this situation. Meanwhile, Chris going to turn in his purple chest. Hopefully has some progression. But just some bombs today. Alright, so where do you go from here, Chris? You can go Dark Death Mountain for a couple checks. You can go Mire area. Looks like Mire area is the play.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done too, going over to the Meyer shed. And we'll also get a look
this is,
at... Yeah.
Go ahead.
And we'll also get a look at what we need to get into Meyer.
Well, we have all three medallions. That's not super important.
Right.
But we do need either the hookshot or the boots to be able to do that. So Meyer's not on the table quite yet. However, we can mirror over to Desert, which isn't necessarily boots locked. And even if
well, there's our boots.
We have the boots in Meyer shed anyway.
So he'll warp over and check out the checkerboard key. For a piece of heart.
So Chris will be our first runner with the boots for running. Although I think Plasma Kappa is probably going to get them pretty quick, having already done Village of Outcasts and Thieves.
Piece of heart on the desert ledge.
And no big key in that chest means that this was boost-locked desert after all. Essentially a key under the mat kind of situation.
Right. Finds the big key.
Yeah, I mean, you feel real good about this play. Like, Desert's a crystal. You can full clear. You just got the boots. Everything's awesome. But we really want to find progression here. And so far, Desert has not given us anything.
Yet.
Chris going for a very dangerous super speed there. Doesn't get it though. If you get that super speed, it's like so easy to accidentally hop off the ledge. Plasma Cup finishes up Palace of Darkness. We'll go activate his flute and probably head over to Meyer area as well.
It seems to be the big play right now. Meyer shed to Desert Palace.
So Scruff does full clear Thieves down here, has his flippers, very good. He still needs to make his way over to Catfish though, which I don't know when he's going to be able to do that. Like, it's awkward, right? Because you have access to everywhere in the game, and you already did the flipper checks anyway. So Catfish feels pretty horrible to go to. Catfish has our Fire Rod. Yep, Plasma Kappa headed to the Meyer area. Gonna check the ledge real quick first, though. Yeah, Chris fighting Lambo here. I'm not sure if he's aware, but the Ice Rod is a very effective weapon against Lambo. It can be a little tricky to land the shots, though. He may just be more comfortable with the spins.
Right. But picks up his 4th crystal.
And no progression. So a little awkward for Chris's current item sets, but Meyer is full clearable. Maybe not his favorite place to go at the moment, but definitely an option. And he's taking it.
And it's the Ether Medallion today to get.
Vitreous is far from like the hardest boss ever with the Master Sword, but typically, like with that equipment set, you're gonna want to bring like at least one safety of a kind. He becomes real dangerous real quick when you're on Green Mail.
Right.
Looks like Scruff going after Smith sequence here. I don't blame him.
Dark will pick up his flippers.
Yeah, doing Smith sequence here, maybe not the most efficient check that he could do at this time, but it is like on the way, and he was just in Village of Outcasts doing Thieves Town, so It's like on the tip of your tongue kind of thing.
Right.
But unfortunately, we know already that it's not going to lead to anything. Chris finds his first item in Misery Mire, just 20 rupees. But what else does this dungeon hold?
Stay tuned and
Just compass in the first torture room. Oftentimes you'll see players try and skip this next chest, the cutscene chest, just because of how slow it is compared to everything else. But looks like Chris isn't wanting to make that play today. Headed up there now. And Plasma Kappa takes out Landmo for his third crystal, and likely headed into Mire right after. Although he has the Tempered Sword, so this looks like a much more appealing play. I'm curious if anyone's ever going to go to a Gina's cave, though. We've had several opportunities now, but nobody's done it, as far as I know.
Well, what would be left to put there?
With all the things we're missing.
True. Alright, the second item in Mire was another 20 rupees, so 40 so far.
Yeah, so Mire not the answer either. Doesn't leave us much else. We have Skull Woods if there's an extra item there, I'm not sure. The mountain without the hook shot is a possibility. We can definitely full clear Turtle Rock. Throw the burp. Throw the burp. Plasma Kappa. Don't you do it. Hey! I love you. You're the best. Tossing that burb. Chris making his way to Vitreous, although I'm a little worried for him. He's down to 2 hearts already, and he doesn't have that Tempered Sword like Darkened Sky and Plasma Kappa do. I'm not sure what's in the bottle, but no cane and no cape to help.
It was a bee or a fairy, it looked like. I couldn't really tell after they picked.
Taking no chances, goes around the long way there to avoid getting hit by that anti-fairy. And we're tossing bombs. Bombs don't do a ton of damage to these eyes, so like it would take a lot of bombs to kill them with just bombs, but they do hit a lot of eyes at once, so it ends up being pretty efficient. Alright, here's a fairy, okay. Alright, so we'll probably use a little bit of spins and swipes and the bow when he can. He just needs to make sure to save 8 arrows. Ah, taking a hit. Does have that fairy, it's not over yet. But he can only take 1 more hit. The second one would kill him. Kind of a nice position there, getting lots of swipes in. Ooh, takes a bump. Down to 1 heart. Any other damage will kill him. Well, only a single eye remaining. Don't get hit! Oh, the lightning stretched all the way to the left side of the screen and takes him out.
Oh,
Very unfortunate RNG there. Yeah, unfortunately, the lightning attack it mostly does the center of the room, but it can stretch all the way to the left or the right wall, and it's 100% RNG on whether or not it does that.
so kind of like the lightning in the Aga 1 fight almost.
Yeah, in the sense that RNG plays a part, yes.
So we got Tuna going in, checking out Ice Palace.
Yeah, this play definitely not crazy at all for him to do this. Like, it's a crystal dungeon, he can full clear it. It might even have the answer.
No, Ice Palace is a pendant dungeon.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, then
It's
it is crazy.
it's the green pendant.
You're
It's the green
right.
pendant.
Yeah, I can only think that Scruff just feels behind enough that he wants to do something that he thinks nobody else is going to do. And, hopefully get rewarded from it. Like, he killed Aga earlier. Like, he's, at the very least, like 5 minutes behind every other person in the race, right?
About.
But we know that both Desert and Mire were empty, so maybe Ice is the answer after all. Plasma Kappa doesn't find anything from his booch text. I think it's Turtle Rock time. Plasma Kappa agrees. We're going Dark Death Mountain. Fortunately, Chris, without that fire rod, can't really make that same play. So it looks like he's going back of Thieves Town, which is, one of the right calls he needs to make. There is the flippers back here. He needs those. This last eye being very trolly for Darkened Sky, but he gets it down. Just 8 arrows to the face, and Vitreous can call it a day. So far, Ice Palace not paying off for Scruff. I haven't been watching enough to know how many items he has left, but he's found at least one. That was nothing.
Quake is needed for TR. And since Plasma Kappa's got both, he's probably gonna probably full clear it as well.
My headset died on me. I missed everything you just said.
Oh, I said TR is Quake with him having both rods is going to full clear it, and maybe also check out. I'm going to say he's probably going to also check out Mimic Cave as well. See if there's any progression there.
Yeah, unless he finds the hook shot.
Well, there's always the good old laser bridge for it.
I think given the options available to our runners, Turtle Rock is definitely the most likely for the hookshot location, but Ice is still a possibility. Just a small key in the big chest. Plasma Kappa finds a second bottle. Now, I have not been paying enough attention to the ice clear here to tell you whether or not Cold Stare can have the hookshot, but sometimes he's not hookshot locked.
Blind talking about his old sword today.
Oh, finally, we're getting a Gina's cave.
Alright. Moment of truth. Blow him out.
That's blown out. Man, if that had been the hook shot, that would have secured a win, like, easily.
I don't know, I think the seed's been trolling us. And Ninja taking a death to Cold Stare.
He's got that clutch fairy, though.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
And down goes Cold Stare. Magic powder for defeating that.
Of course, we already saw the fake powders earlier, so magic powder will not be leading to progression, but that green pendant might.
Right. But the powder will also, but the powder does come in handy. It turns those anti-fairies into fairies, so you can always pick up more clutch fairies.
Looks like Scruff's immediately headed up to the eastern area. He's going to turn in that green pendant and find out exactly how far behind or ahead he is.
Plasma Kappa checking out Mimic Cave. And Mimic Cave's a dud.
Green pendant, please? Nope.
Nope. Green pendant was a bust.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Scruff's. It's just not Scruff's day. He's made all the wrong calls and skipped a couple of right ones.
Yeah. Where is this hook shot?
I'm sure it's in Turtle Rock.
Either that or...
Are there any other places it can be? I feel like we've seen everything.
Spike Cave.
Yeah, it could be Spike Cave. Sure.
Spike Cave or Super Bunny Cave. We haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's on the next thing that Plasma Kappa will do if it's not here in TR.
Right. Alright, map in the first chest.
And there it is.
There's the hook shot. Ninja giving us a pedestal pull for a full heart.
Just not your day, Scruff. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, but with that hookshot, Plasma Kappa is in go mode. Darkened Sky will follow him shortly. He looks like he's checking some overworld first before headed to TR, but he will go into TR after this.
Right. No, but I'm sure chat's living it up that we got a pet.
And it looks like Chris is making the correct decision here. He's headed over to Catfish, where he will find his Fire Rod, which will eventually lead him to that hookshot as well.
Ninja picking up their...
And there goes Chris crystal number 5 for Plasma Kappa. Just got a Skullwoods and a Swamp to finish up, and then we're headed to GT. Chris finding his Fire Rod. Gosh, why did it have to be here? Why couldn't it be anywhere else? Very rude Fire Rod if you go to pot early.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird though, right? Because like for Darkened Sky and Plasma Kappa, because they didn't go to pot early, like Catfish was on the way. It was an easy location, always going to go there. But if you go to pot early, then you get the mitts and the flute, and it's like, why would I ever go to Catfish? So it just becomes a situation where for one player, the right call was to go to Catfish, and for another, it was the wrong call. Like, I imagine from Plasma Kappa's point of view, like, this wasn't a very trolly seed at all. But from Chris's, and especially Scruff's point of view, this is the worst seed ever.
And then, of course, there's always our point of view as well, too.
I think it's always a lot of fun for me to try and figure out, like, how well would I have done versus these runners? Like, what decisions would I have made through the seed? And I would not have done Swamp without the hook shot. I think that's the only thing I know for sure.
Well, isn't that normally a given?
Well, you'd think that, but Plasma Kappa seems to disagree.
Right.
On the plus side, everyone else is probably going to get to go mode Swamp. Maybe not Scruff, if he continues doing the weird play. But I think for most players, going to Catfish looks a lot more appealing than going into Swamp without the hook shot.
Darkened Sky getting the red map.
Chris takes down Mothula. And gotta think he's probably gonna go to TR next. Maybe go finish up Meyer. Although, I think we already got both items from there, so probably not. Probably save that for later.
Right, he's probably gonna go to Swamp next.
No, he doesn't have the hook shot yet.
But
I mean, he can
probably
go to Swamp.
might.
Like, do I go to Swamp, which I can't full clear, or do I go to TR, which I can? Oh, he's going after Meyer.
He's going back to my.
Plasma Kappa takes down Argus, gets Crystal number 6, 1 to go, and it's a quick run. Scruff, like Chris earlier, not going for the Ice Rush strats here. Overall, this ended up being like a pretty straightforward seed, honestly. Just the Moon Pearl got people a little bit in the beginning, except for Kappa, and then the Fire Rod got everyone except for Sky and Kappa. If you just do both of those locations, then the seed kind of lays out pretty nicely. Nothing's in the pendants. I guess the flippers, but it was they use. I can definitely see somebody having gotten go mode flippers on this seed. And there's Hookshot for Dark and Sky. He is also in go mode.
At 1 hour. At 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little bodied on Laser Bridge there. Opts to take the safety door. Don't blame him for that. Saves a lot of time in the event that you die to try an X. And Plasma Kappa starting up his Mothula fight. This will be his 7th crystal, so get your numbers ready, chat. Wait for him to grab it.
We don't use the bot on the daily races, so...
And there it is, crystal number 7. Plasma Kappa is ready, able, and willing to go to Ganon's Tower. In Ganon's Tower, there are 22 item locations that can contain the big key that he needs to finish the game. If you would like to, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, go ahead and guess 1 through 22 for which chest he will find that big key. And we'll follow him through the dungeon and count them as we go.
Which chest do you think that the big key is hiding into?
Well, it's Plasma Kappa, so probably whichever one he checks first.
I'm gonna say number 13.
Also known as the Devil's Chest. Yeah, we don't use the bot for daily races because there are other people other than the Restream runners running. So it just protects you guys in the event that somebody's watching a stream where somebody else already went to GT and would give them an unfair advantage. Dark and Sky headed to Mothula, one of his last 2 dungeons, till he gets to go mode. Chris headed to Turtle Rock now, it looks like, where he will find go mode on Laser Bridge. To answer chat, yes, going the Hookshot way and going up through Paradox Cave is the fastest way to get to GT. If you haven't already opened TR though, like if you haven't spawned a portal, then going up through Super Bunny is about equal. But both are significantly faster than going up the mirror way on the left side.
So Plasma Kappa, starting on the left side, there was bombs on Bob's torch. Compass in 2. 3 has 10 arrows. 4 has 300 rupees. 5 has 20 rupees. Warps out. And now we give a right side check.
Yeah, we call this the Magician route. Dark Magician if he goes on to Ice Hermos, and Pink Magician if he mirrors after Compass Room. Dark Magician has widely fell out of favor in the last year or so, so totally expect to see him mirror after Compass Room here if he doesn't find the big key.
There's the red boomerang.
And there's that mirror. He'll continue on to Icermos here from the left side, grabbing Random Room on the way. It's a pretty strong route in that it gets a lot of chests quickly. But as far as like if you were gonna full clear it every time, then this ends up being like one of the worst ways to route it. So as long as you don't like last location the big key, then it's a perfectly good route. Chris taking a death there. I didn't see to what though. Just a small key there in Fire Snakes. Hopefully Random Room has the answer.
Bug catcher net, big heart, piece of heart, and 20.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Plasma Kappa. He ended up taking one of the slowest routes to find this particular big key. Oh, this is Tile Room, and then he's perfectly fine.
Let's hope it's not Tile Room.
Well, nobody hopes for it to be Tile Room.
Right. And there it is in Bob's chest. Were you counting? I wasn't counting. I lost count.
Okay, let's see. There was 4 chests left, so that had to be number 18.
So congratulations, whoever picked 18. You are the winner of the Big Key guessing game. Give yourself a round of applause.
Congrats, Ida. Scruff picking up his hour 25-minute tempered sword. Hopefully heading east from here to Catfish. He still has to get that fire rod. Wow, Cap actually going after the safety room here. I mean, he's kind of low on hearts. I wouldn't have thought he would be that worried about it, though. And he is, in fact, going over to Catfish. This is very good for Scruff. Probably one of his last locations, though.
Right.
Just buying some potions on the way while they're convenient. And Darkened Sky, with 7 crystals in hand, will be headed to Ganon's Tower. to follow Plasma Kappa.
Plasma Kappa making quick work of Land Mole 2.
To answer chat, there is no benefit to buying a blue potion over a red potion if you can afford both.
Right.
I guess like if you were missing a ton of magic but you didn't actually need magic, it would be faster to drink a red potion. But that's not like a real concern.
I always say blue goo is the way to. Ninja now only needing the hook shot to being.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't take him that long to go to TR. He's just covering his bases first.
Right. Plasma Kappa now on Moldorm 2.
Da 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 da. A little unfortunate we didn't have a closer race between our runners today. We've kind of seen like the whole gamut of what can happen in this seed. Plasma Kappa with the strongest route, even though there were some things he could have skipped to even save more time. Dark Sky making like pretty thorough checks, but mostly doing all the right things.
Tuna doing the Aga play today.
Yeah, Tuna did like all the unfortunate things that can happen.
And Chris has some great plays as well too.
Yeah, Chris. What happened to Chris? We call getting randoed. Come down to just one item, like you're just looking for one item, and it just happens to be the worst place you want to go. That fire rod on Catfish. Looks like you got 12, yeah.
Yep. So on to phase 4, I believe, for the Ganon?
Well, this is phase 3.
Okay, phase.
But phase 3 is pretty short. We're almost phase 4. It can be really difficult to get those 12 slashes in when Ganon's in a position where you can't spin him twice. That's why Plasma Kappa kept tanking those fire bats just to get those 12 slashes in one cycle phase 2.
And missing where he hit the silvers today.
Oh, I didn't even read it.
Ninja taking down Mothra.
Plasma Kappa going for these triple spins here on Ganon, where you get 3 spins in between Fire Rod shots on the torch. Ganon's being a little rude with his positioning, but Plasma Kappa is making quick work of it. There he goes. Ganon is defeated.
Get your GGs in chat.
Plasma Kappa finishes first overall on our restream, but 4th overall in the race, behind Dragon Strike, Illis, and Ravis with first place. GG.
Yeah, GG.
Hey, welcome, Plasma. GG.
GG.
It's all Swamp, man. Everything was fine except for Swamp.
I believed.
It was a pretty surprising call because like you did have quite a bit available to you. Like I would have expected you to go pod first, but I mean the flippers, like they didn't do anything. They have to do something.
I mean, yeah, you saw me right beforehand check, like Carlisle and then the hobo.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, well, YOLO.
it could have paid off. One thing I was curious about was not killing blind. He did have an item. I guess he just didn't want to waste the time after finding progression already.
Oh yeah, it's like, okay, well, I feel if I'm the kind of guy who will just dive swamp like that, not killing blind is pretty minor.
Yeah, it can be a pretty dangerous play to make though. Like if blind had the hook shot, like that's probably your last location, right?
I mean, yeah, but I can't get high up if I don't make dangerous plays. So
Right.
Right.
You know, Goomba probably skipped like half a Kakariko just cuz.
why not? Oh, and I skipped everything in Meyer too because why not? There were like 3 other boot spots open.
Yeah, that was a perfectly reasonable play. I think he had Turtle Rock even after that.
Yeah.
I don't know, the seed ended up like working out pretty well for you. Just that one swamp play was the only like real major time loss. Everybody else though had a very different time. Getting to Catfish for the Fire Rod is a lot more challenging when you already found the Mitts and Flute and Pod.
Oh, I imagine it's like, well, maybe that'll work out, and yeah, hoping a few more people get stuck on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird situation, right? Because like you go to Swamp instead of Pod because you don't have the bow. But if you had the bow, then you go to Pod instead of Catfish, and then the Fire Rod gets you.
Oh yeah, it's like, good way to get up to Catfish anymore. If you do that, so trade it one blunder for another.
Just can't win sometimes.
Yeah, I almost did escape first, but I'm like, well, it's a daily race, so let's just go big. At least I'm probably first among people who have the shovel.
Where was the shovel?
Left side
was
swamp.
Left side swamp. Yeah, that's true. Kind of a rude location.
Naturally, I got the bare minimum items. I had to walk all the way over there for my piece of har.
I mean, other than that, though, the whole seed ended up being like pretty straightforward as long as as long as you go to Catfish. I guess the flippers and thieves might have tripped some people up. Like I could definitely see having like go mode flippers in this seed.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I was obviously. I mean, the way I read it, I just found nothing until Thieves Town, so I was obviously going in there.
At least you didn't have what happened to Mr. Scruff though.
Oh dear.
He killed Aga looking for the room pearl.
Hmm.
Dark and Sky trying to do the hover technique to get it to not even fight mold on 2. But gives up after 2 times and goes a normal.
Yeah, I was very close to continuing right, but that broom is annoying. We had an invincibility item, and I hadn't been to Randall Room, and there were like no keys in any of the 4 chest rooms. So thought there was a decent spot, chance of a key in there, which means a guaranteed big key in. Oh, then I just had to continue on a bit more.
Right.
Yeah, keys are a weird part of GT because they only work in one direction.
Yes.
But at most you lose like a minute or something versus
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
who did like a hope room and then full left.
Oh yeah, you can't really account for GT keys. It's just too much of a headache. Would have gone full left if I had one more key. If you just go full left with one key like that, you might get locked out right before Randall Room.
Darkened Sky beginning his own Ganon fight here. Pretty handy win on the restream though.
Oh, yeah. That was nice. Usually it's more of a hundo.
I just feel bad for Scruff. Like he did like one wrong thing and then did every other wrong thing to make up for his wrong thing.
It's like everything he did after that is like everything just fell apart.
Like he did Uncle Start and got the bow, and then immediately went to Pendant Eastern. And then Pendant Eastern doesn't pay off, so he goes what did he do? He went South Shore or something.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't pay off, so he finally goes to Kakariko, and now he's like, you know what? Fine, let's just do Aga.
Pretty curious considering the mountain access you got in Kakariko.
Oh, and the silvers were in Ganon's tower, by the way.
Yes, which means probably almost certainly upstairs. 50-50 chance. Oh, whatever. I checked the only important chest up there.
Probably the big chest, and nobody gets them. The Darkest Sky a little low on hearts here. Down to half a heart on the silver list. Yeah, you can see he's playing a little scared here, making big, wide angles around Ganon, trying to make sure he doesn't get hit by the fire bat, but it's causing him to miss some of those spins. Alright, he gets it done though. Clutches it out.
1 hour, 41 minutes. Get your GGs in for Darkened Sky.
Darkened Sky takes second place on the restream and 7th place overall with a time of 1:41:43. We got Chris entering the gauntlet area now, and Mr. Scruff headed through Turtle Rock looking for that hook shot. Welcome, Dark and Sky, to the voice chat. GG.
Hey, thanks.
GG.
GG.
It was pretty okay. Kind of a rough ending, but I'll take it.
Yeah, your big time loss was the early game. It looked like you didn't get tripped up by the fire rod like many of our other runners did.
Yeah, I figured they might.
That moon pearl though, it really got you and Scruff and Chris on the restream here.
Yeah, I was thinking
Dark
about
and Sky.
even putting it off even more because I
Hey,
thought about
thanks.
doing
GG.
fake powder, but
GG.
turns out that would have led to nothing. So
Pretty okay.
at least I have that. Kind of a rough ending, but I'll take it.
Yeah, your big time loss was the early game. It looked like you didn't get.
Other than that,
by
Seed
the,
was
you have
pretty
a
okay.
Discord audio on your stream.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
I didn't know you were still on my stream. Give me a minute.
That moon pearl though, it really got you and Scruff and
Okay,
Chris.
everything should be fixed now.
Yeah, I was thinking about even putting it off even more because I thought.
Sorry,
about
that's my
doing
bad.
fake powder,
We get to hear everything twice.
Yeah.
It's
but
great.
led to nothing. So
Hope you enjoyed the restreamed echo.
Darn tootin'.
Yep.
Other than that, Seed was
Yeah, no, like
pretty okay.
everybody except for Plasma Kappa, essentially the last location, that moon pearl on the mushroom, where Plasma
Yeah.
turned it in before even doing front of escape. So he got
Wow.
Dark World access before he got his bow.
That's pretty good.
I mean, would have preferred it the other way around.
Right.
No, because if you had the bow, then you wouldn't have got the fire rod.
I mean, I guess. Who knows? Maybe I'd do something stupid and end up with it anyway.
Such an odd early game. I can't say that I've had the Moon Pearl that late into the early game too often before.
Yeah, it's this early game fetch quest. Like just in general, like a fetch quest you find in Sphere 1 is so much more likely to be progression. So it always feels like
Yeah.
a pretty strong play to turn it in early. And with the fake flipper, it's really easy to do so with the mushroom.
Right. So Ninja now in go mode as well.
I think you were one of the runners who was trying to do the splash delete.
Yes,
And it didn't work. Do you
I
know
did
why it
indeed.
didn't work?
I don't. I know there's some weirdness about the splash delete there. I don't remember. Oh, is it because I beat Armos already?
Yes. So
Okay.
the normal way you fight Armos, where just shooting the bow a bunch in a row, it actually breaks splash delete. So you have to fix that before splash delete will work again.
Yeah,
And the easiest way to do that is to just reset your console after a save and quit.
I 100% forgot about that until you mentioned it just now, but that's a good point.
Yeah, I see a lot of people do splash delete, and they're doing it correctly, and it's supposed to work, but it's not working, and so often they don't know why. So I try and share the information when I see it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
The other place that it can typically break it is if like you're spamming the lamp to do fake powder or something, and then like the arrow Armos or arrow Lambo fight would also break it.
Yeah, game's weird, man.
It's a weird game, yes.
Yep.
Gotta love it. It's a good game though, otherwise none of us would be here.
It's the best game.
I mean, you're right.
It's the only
Yep.
game. Chris doing Bugnet Agatu for reasons.
Good reasons.
You gotta do the Bugnet Dash. There you go. And Scruff does have go mode now. He just headed to his last crystal. Okay, so I think the memeing has gone too far when you have to drink a potion to get through Agatu. I think it's safe to say he probably wouldn't have needed the potion if he was just doing the fight normally. But he takes down Agatu. We're headed to our third Ganon fight of the restream. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Phase 1 goes pretty quick. It's a nice 2-cycle there. This should be a pretty easy 1-cycle. Just tank the fire bats. Easy to get 12 hits. And we're on to phase 3. This has been asked a lot in chat today. The tournament races are scheduled by the runners themselves, and they have to work with each other's schedule. And unfortunately, Doomtap and Ack have they don't exactly have complementary schedules, so it's very difficult for them to find time. But as soon as they do schedule it, it will be on the master schedule for the tournament. Whoa, almost getting knocked off by that fire bat. Very close. Looks like Chris did find silvers, though, in the gauntlet. Making quick work of phase 4 there. Chris takes down Ganon.
So, finishing third on the restream. Get your GGs in for Chris.
Chris finishes third on the restream and 10th overall with a time of 1:49.29. When do I play in the tournament? You're cute. My time is come and gone. I was out like weeks and weeks ago. And there goes Argus for Mr. Scruff. His 7th crystal, just headed to GT after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off. Thank you for your production.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Oh, the work you do.
Thanks for showing us what's on Left Side Swamp. We would have been completely in the dark if not for you.
Yes, well, so I showed you that it was garbage.
Well, GG. Thanks for
GG.
GG.
Yep.
On that note, I'm also gonna head out as well. Got some IRL things to take care of, but thanks for having me, and thanks for the restream.
No
Thanks for the
problem.
show.
Take care and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks. You guys too.
Chris,
Hey, everybody.
GG.
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, a little unfortunate the way it worked out for your route. Like, you didn't make any like wrong decisions or anything. Just the ore you found things ended up being kind of troublesome.
Yeah, exactly. And that death at Vitreous. I don't know how he hit me there, but it was painful.
Yeah, that lightning stretching all the way to the left side of the screen for you.
Yeah, never thought it before. But I'm pretty much happy with the seed. I think I did well. Of course not as good as the others. But yeah, Was
I
an
think you
interesting.
did pretty well. I'd say definitely.
Yep, same here.
Have you been playing long? Because yours is actually a name I haven't seen before.
I'm playing around a half a year now, but I only participated in German tournaments so far.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So I need to learn another language. That's what you're saying.
German never hurts.
I'm trying to learn Japanese.
It's basically the same as English, right?
Well,
I mean, wait, as somebody who speaks both, you can say yes, it is basically the same, right?
yeah.
No, you did just fine, honestly. The main problem was just that you went to pod before catfish. And
Yeah.
when you go to pod and you get the mitts and the flute, when are you ever gonna go to catfish, right? So the fire rod ends up biting you quite a bit.
Yeah. Luckily, I still had Waterfall Ferry open. Otherwise, I would never have went to catfish.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that. So if I remember correctly, you were trying to set up the splash delete there.
Yeah, exactly. But the arrows went off too early, I guess.
No. Okay, so what actually happened was your Armos fight breaks splash delete.
Oh.
So it's like anytime you put lots and lots of insult on the screen, like firing arrows during the Armos fight, it changes the values or whatever. I don't know the technical aspects of it, but doing the Armos fight normally with the bow breaks splash delete, so you'll have to fix it before splash delete will work again. And the easiest way to do that is just to reset the console after a save and quit.
Oh, I never knew that. Thanks for telling.
So I think you were setting it up correctly. It's just because you had done the Armos fight before you last reset the console.
And I always thought the first arrow despawned already.
No, I think I'm pretty sure you were doing it right. Just 3 arrows, 2 bombs.
Yeah, but that catfish. I was pretty surprised when I saw the fire rod there. And then finding the hookshot on Laser Bridge. Well, that's a classic seed.
Yeah, thankfully, like, we had all the items for TR, so it was like a really easy decision to go to TR at that point.
Yeah. I'm also a little bit pissed that I didn't go further into Thieves Town because of the flippers. But hey, sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, just another example how the play into Thieves Town looked a lot different for you than, say, for Plasma Kappa. Because when he went to Thieves Town, it was before he even found his bow, right? So, like, if he doesn't go to back of Thieves Town, he has very, very few locations left. But for you, having already got the bow, went to pod, had the mitts and the flute, like, back at Thieves Town looks really horrible.
Yeah.
Compared to all these other awesome places you can go.
I mean, I was thinking about going there, but I thought, no, I have more important checks, I have crystals I can do. So, let's postpone it. But yeah.
I think you both made the right call, even though they were different calls, just because your situations varied so much. It just happened that this seed, it worked out better for Plasma.
At least I didn't finish last. That's a huge success for me.
Well, I don't think there was much danger of that as soon as Scruff decided he needed to kill Aga 1.
Oh.
Yeah, the early game got everybody except for Plasma, that moon probe on the mushroom. Plasma turned it in before even going to front of escape, but everybody else did front of escape and Eastern before checking it out. And Scruff went so far as to kill Aga 1 instead of turning in the mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing the mushroom later too, but the gamble was too risky. I mean, if I had done something good in Lumberjack, like, I don't know, another bow, I might have done Aga. But like this, the mushroom was more delicious for me.
Yeah, those early game fetch quests, end up being a lot more likely to have your progression than, say, a late game fetch quest. So turning them in early definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I was hoping for some progress on Magic Bat, but unfortunately, he only had a piece of heart, if I remember correctly, or something useless at least.
Yeah, definitely could have paid off going to Magic Bat early like that. I think in general, I disagree with the play, but that doesn't mean it couldn't have won you the race.
The problem is I have a bad experience with not doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That one time I had my Go mod on Magic Bat and wasted my mushroom pretty early. So I had to do Aga 1 for powder. And yeah, that turned out to be a huge time loss.
Yeah,
So now I'm doing always Magic Bat if I can.
One thing you often see players do is save and quit right before turning in the mushroom, and then if it's nothing, then you can just soft reset and keep the mushroom.
Yeah, that's true, but I thought the mushroom has a high possibility to have something, because at that point I had only Ice Rock Cave and Agina, and I think Sora left, except of mushroom.
Yeah, but then if you get something from the mushroom, like, who cares what's on Magic Bat? I already
Yeah.
got something. We got all the things.
That's true.
Scruff has 19 hearts, I just realized.
He's doing a hundo.
I don't think he meant to, it just turned out that way. No, he got behind real early, and then I think he started making decisions because he felt behind. Like going to Ice Palace, just thinking like, well, I'm probably behind because I did Aga, so I might as well do something that nobody else is going to do, and maybe I can come back ahead. But it turned out to be a pretty nice seed for the most part.
I was pretty much surprised to find my silver arrows on top of GT. But I had a feeling, because that Big Key was there 3 times for me already in my last few seeds, and every time I had silvers up there. I don't know if the randomizer algorithm is somewhat repeating,
Or
or it just was lucky.
So I've played a lot of seeds, and it's really common to see situations you've seen before, and just the way the items are placed, it ends up being kind of likely that one of the bows ends up in GT, just because so few things can be in GT.
Yeah, that's true.
Silvers don't lock anything.
Right. No, I think the word that you were looking for there, Chris, was bias.
Sorry, you just cut out.
Oh, sorry about that. I think the word that you might have been looking for with that, with what you were saying about the bows, that could be also a bias in the soft, with the way Rando works as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Tuna picking up their silvers as well.
Oh, there was another bottle. Nice to know.
Hold on, being extra trolly today.
Classic Troll.
Scruff gets his revenge. Probably not going to do bug net strats here, like Dark and Sky did. Or was it
I
you?
couldn't resist either.
Or was
Yeah,
you? That's right.
it was me. I mean, I saw 9 players are already done some for fates. Not many players left, so why not do it for the memes?
That's what it's all about. Aga not playing nice for Scruff here.
Finally, he gets Saga down. Well, you can tell he's pissed. He's pissed.
I think that was the same number of cycles as you had, Chris.
Yeah, it could be. But I wasted a lot of good shots with the swag net. But it felt good at least. Powder was never found, right?
No, we saw powder. I don't remember where. I think Ice Palace?
Oh yeah, Mr. Scruff has it. I just recognized.
Yeah, if nobody else has it, then it's probably Ice Palace. Everyone else got to skip that. I'm not sure he got 12 hits there. No, he did not. Very unfortunate. Switches to Burnout to get the 3 hits in. Causes a bit of lag, but as long as it keeps you from getting another cycle, it ends up being okay.
Right. On to phase 3.
Stop warping. Gosh. Misses the torch glitch, but not a big deal when you have silvers. Maybe triple? Just misses it.
No, got double. But down goes the pig. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Get your GGs in for Mr. Scruff Ninja 2.
Scruff finishes 4th on the restream and 11th overall with a time of 2:05:33. And there it is. Hi, Scruff.
Putting everyone to sleep. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was a long seed.
Yeah. GG, Mr. Tuna.
GG. I hope you all enjoyed my instructional video of how not to route in Link to the Past.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like, I don't normally like to say this, like, because I feel like most plays, like, you could talk yourself into making most plays, but why did you do Aga, dude?
Yes.
Mainly because I wanted to double down on the whole ped seed thing. Honestly, I'm gonna say Goal's fault. If I didn't see the bow in the secret passage, and then Pendant Eastern, and then the lamp and the swords, I would have been like, no, this is a red herring. I should go up to the mountain. But I'm on restream, so why not? I was also kind of like secretly saying in the back of my head, can I do an Oops All Dungeons without being dead last?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like 5 people who forfeit.
See, I'm not dead last.
But you still put on an amazing restream for us.
As long as I was entertaining, that's the important part.
I can't wrap my head around why you would do AGA versus what you had available.
Yeah, my brain hurts.
Yeah, definitely. For those that are interested in playing this game, do not do what I did. Take my advice to heart. Everything I did was the wrong thing to do.
I mean, there's a world where I do AGA without the Moon Pearl, but it's not one where I also already have a glove and hammer.
It was funny though that it happened to be on Mushroom, which was, in Spec Rock. You didn't even have to do anything else in the mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't even need that mirror. Well, let's see. Let's check off. Let's go down the list of memes. I did the bird toss. I spoke to Agina. I did AGA. Pulled blind ped. Did anyone else find those silvers? Because that was actually in a very funny spot.
Yes, Chris found the silvers.
I couldn't resist this chest.
I had to go, of course, go back for the shield. I saw that sitting there, and I'm like, why not? I was kind of hoping that the silvers were in that final chest on Laser Bridge, the one that I just decided to leave behind. But still, pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, it actually turned out to be a relatively nice seed. Just a couple trouble areas. The fire rod being the big one. That's what got most people.
Oddly enough, I think that would have been one of the first things I would have found if I played not like I had 2 brain cells. Because typically when you go pod that quickly, you go over and do pyramid. Because I figure most people that have actually decided to play smart didn't do AGA. So you check pyramid, then you check catfish, and it's done.
Well, if you go to pod before doing that though, then you're walking out of pod with mitts and flute.
That's
And,
true,
like,
yeah.
The whole game just opened up, so catfish becomes this really gross location you don't want to go to. That's what happened to Chris.
Oof, that's not fun.
Plasma ended up having a really nice route because he didn't go to the escape before he turned in that mushroom. So when he got to the Dark World, he didn't even have the bow. So going to catfish for him was a really easy decision.
Ah, smart. Yeah, I saw the dot done earlier, the 120 something. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a major screw up on my part. But hey, you got to just double down on the wacky things. One of these days, it will pay off. One of these days.
It
Right.
won't, though.
It won't, but I'm hoping.
But you never know.
I could have that 1 in a million chance where the seed is just absolutely god awful, and everyone else who plays like a sane person is dead last, and I'm like, I got a sub 90 on this. That's great.
I've definitely had seeds where I go straight to pedestal for no apparent reason, and it's actually required progression, and I feel really, really ahead, and then Boyne or Goomba or something just finishes 20 minutes before me, and I don't even understand it anymore.
It's just magic. That's all it is. They're time travelers. They can go ahead and jump into the future to find out where things are.
I mean, they're better than me. I know that. I understand that, but are they 20 minutes better than me? Is that just the answer?
They probably got a hidden TARDIS somewhere in their closet.
It's something about the juice they drink, maybe. The pull-ups, the chin-ups.
The only juice I drink is Mountain Dew.
All right. Well, over 2 hours later, I think we're about ready to close down the stream.
Oh yeah, I've taken up way too much of your guys' time, but thank you so much for the restream. I appreciate you guys commenting, tracking, all the viewers enjoying the fun. So I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah,
And,
I can
guys-
really agree to that. Thanks for the
For
restream.
sure.
No
Make sure
problem.
to follow our runners, Mr. Scruff, Ninja Tuna, Darkened Sky, Plasma Kappa, and Chris 1508. much love to them for putting on the show for us, and as well as our trackers, Dark Diplomat and Hugo. Very much appreciate the work you guys put in for it, and thank you, Yoko, for coming with me today.
Hey,
Very
no
much
problem.
appreciated.
Always a pleasure.
Make sure to stay tuned to Speed Gaming, guys, for more speed runs. Not just Zelda. There's actually other games that are speed run. But then I think there's a daily tonight. I don't know what the setting is, but it'll be at 9 Eastern.
I got the schedule. I got the schedule right here. It is casual. So it's the we got the 9 o'clock casual randomizer tonight. So that's going to be, doing the normal
Standard sort of share.
standard yet item from Uncle.
But really appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. And until next time, I've been Koi. Have a wonderful night.
And I'm Yoko, and take care.